Hola, bienvenidos a un nuevo programa de El Mundo. Gracias por estar con nosotros.
Hello, welcome to our program New World. Today we will investigate women's leadership in the world. And with us is the Kabbalist Rav, Dr. Michael Leitman. Rav, thank you for inviting me to participate. In the past, you have reminded us that women will lead the world. How do they need to get involved in order to lead the world? Rav, it's clear to us that a woman is becoming more and more in the front, so getting involved in all manners of business. She's involved in all the different kinds of work and leadership as men used to be. And we need to give women room to do that. And why? Because women, according to their nature, are accustomed to building this feeling of home, this family. And our whole world has become as one family, as one home for all of us. And that's why, if we give women a greater portion in the leadership of our home, of all of humanity, then all of us will gain from it. There'll be less wars, there'll be less problems, there'll be less conflicts, and we will be able to organize our world. In what way does a woman need to lead? Rav, I think that every man knows that he should consult with the woman at home, that if the woman says something, then she's more serious, she's more practical than him. This is something that I've seen in many cultures, in South America, in North America, in Asia, and in cultures that the woman might be sitting at home in the corner, supposedly, but as if she's not really showing herself, but it's not true. Within the family, in one of the rooms of the home, it's the woman that's leading, and a wise man will always ask the woman, and in most of the cases, she'll also be the one that determines what's going on in the family. It's highly recommended that our world will also operate in such a way that goes according to the woman, and we will see less crime, less evil, and we'll have a nicer, more rational world. Norma, we see that in every culture, behind every great man, there's a great woman. So my question is, in this new world, is it irrelevant? Should the woman be along with the man, or maybe she needs to be on her own? I think that they need to be together as correct partners, as a couple that's really equal, that no one can take the role of the other, but the woman as being a giver of life, being really the leadership of the new world, that she's the Malchut, she's the Nukva in the wisdom of Kabbalah. Therefore, the whole central leadership depends on the woman. Men need to receive from the woman the direction and go according to her guidance. And then we won't have wars, we won't have crime, we won't have all of these problems, but the world will be a lot more organized and a lot more calm. Normal. Women are standing out in the world in the conflict against the coronavirus. It's really clear that you can see that the women are really succeeding. But there's always the why is there so few women in the positions of leadership? This is one main critique. Why are there so few women when they're 50% of the population? So the question is it a matter of numbers? Is it a matter of essence that every woman is able to do something specific? But this is something very deep. It's not so simple. It comes to us from our nature. And it's very interesting how it's equal across all cultures and across all times. And you might have been able to hear that there's Amazonians and all kind of different groups of women in different cultures where the women were determining everything. There were also where we had female Tsar, and these are very short periods of time, and I would say even a bit artificial. I'm saying again that according to the nature of women who are able to reach these correct solutions and suggest to the whole world this pleasant way of advancing, it's only from the connection. It's only from the connection of the expression of the solution. But the implementation of the solution depends on the men. That's why after a woman knows what she needs at home, she passes it on to the man, and she sends him from the home to bring back what she needs. And that's the way it is with the world too. The women need to discuss between themselves what the nation needs in culture, in education, in the industries, in each and every necessity that's necessary for the continuation of the nation. They will determine what's needed, and they'll pass it on to the man, and the man will be the one that implements it. And he'll implement it exactly according to the commands of the woman. We've seen that for years, thousands of years, that we've been under the ruling of men, both in the planning and the implementation, and we see our situation getting worse. That the men have no clear, pleasant way of advancing us, so we need to turn to the women and ask them to cooperate in the ruling, in the leadership of the whole world, also in the implementation. Norma, if so, how does the woman need to work with these limitations that they might have in different cultures? Well, this is already passing. It's only seen from afar, where you enter each and every culture. When you really get in closely, you see, even if you look in the Eastern cultures where the woman has no room, is just having to sit at home and not determining anything, it's not really so. It can seem opposite that what we thought we could get from a state that's that a woman is she determines what's going on in the family. She determines, and when men are willing to listen, the men remain as a small child that wants to listen and be under the control.
Usted que conoce la idiosincrasia de América Latina, ¿qué podría decir?
You're familiar with the culture of the Latin Americans. What can you say about the culture that the women can do in order to advance better? I know the heart of the Latin women well, how they have a warm heart, and how they have a power of determination, and they really want to get to this pleasant and good state. And even though they want to press on themselves, and they want to see that it all changes, and that Latin America is operated correctly, rationally by women, more and more, and we will see that it might be a bit more equal, and we'll see them as really as the citizens of all of Latin America being more successful and all be satisfied with their lives. And I'm confident that this will be as part of a greater participation by the women. Norma, what's missing so that it will really be implemented? Rav, I think that there needs to be discussed, and that they'll talk about it and see that they need to awaken the different communications channels, and they need to show proof from different cultures and different times with examples from all over the world, and as a result of that, they will all of the nations, most of the Latin American nations today have elections, and when they go to elections, and I'm sure that women will be able to put in their word, and that when the men go to different streams and go off into different things, the women will surely succeed with who they choose, because they're half of the population. So we really see that it depends on the women. Norma, with that optimistic message, let's hope that it will really be so, and that we can continue with the next part of the program.